What are the people called at Walmart that go around?
Cashiers?
No, the ones that are shopping for everyone else.
Secret shoppers?
No, they're in the store. They're like
DoorDashers?
Walmart pickup shoppers. They grind my gears.
Like, that's the thing you want to tell people about? What was the second thing I said? You're a vocalist.
How do we know each other?
The title of this episode is Don't Ruin the First Impression. Boy, howdy, did you ruin your first impression. How do you even know this person exists? And he was like, let me get the phone real quick. You ready? Let's get it.
That's how you feel.
Absolutely not. Oh, boy. All right, folks, welcome to the That's How You Feel podcast show. I am one of your hosts. My name's Caleb.
My name is Levi.
And we're the host of this show. So I'm really excited to start this with you, man.
Me too.
I really am.
I'm pumped.
Beyond pumped. I am wildly nervous.
Yeah, no, I think I am, especially for the first episode or first few episodes to get the feel of it, but I'm really excited to see where this could go.
I told some people about it. And like, they're all excited about it, but I'm still like, but it hasn't come out yet. Like, it doesn't exist. Like, you might get it and they're like, what are they doing? Like, and I'm nervous. Can we even talk for 30 minutes of what this show is supposed to be? Like,
Me and you?
yeah.
Oh, we can talk for that long. I feel like we can get on some subjects, some rants, raves. I was actually at work today, and I had mentioned it because I had mentioned your wife was at work, and I had mentioned that, hey, we're doing the podcast with your husband tonight, and my coworker was like, "What? You haven't even said nothing about this. How come you ain't said nothing?" I
kept it under wraps too. I was like, I don't want to tell anybody because like it was like the first time I did like stand up where like I was sweating bullets, but it like stand up, it was something that I had been wanting to do forever. Yeah. And literally I was like, you know what? Like when I did stand up for the first time, I was like, I'm so bored tonight. I'm going. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Who are we? So this is what I want to do. I want you to kind of like reintroduce me, tell the people who I am, and I'm going to tell the people who you are. Oh. So like just do like three things that the people should know about Caleb. 3 things that he's into, three facts. I don't care what they are. If you can't tell people 3 things you know about me,
no, the thing is how
like, we're not even 5 minutes.
How can I put all of your side hustles into 3 topics?
It's not about side hustles. It's just, who is Caleb? 3 things that somebody should know about him. It's kind of like this is stupid. It's kind of like a dating profile. Like,
So he's a good person.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to say about me, that's fine. I'm going to go first. But
you don't enjoy hiking, though, do you?
Stop it. Okay, I'm going to go first. I'm going to introduce you because, like, you know, our bullet says, who are we? So I'm going to introduce Levi. Levi.
I'm nervous.
Levi you are a husband. You have 2 children.
Yeah.
You are an incredibly talented vocalist. You're a very good singer. And you enjoy watching wrestling. That
Why did you make that one of your topics?
Hey, because I feel like that's the thing that's a bit about you that kind of, I don't know, if it makes you who you are. It's funny because
for years I would never tell anybody I liked wrestling.
Well, I'm telling all 2 viewers of this podcast. Well, 2 people are gonna know that.
Cody Rhodes, if you see this though, just saying.
First of all, but yeah, that's how, if I was gonna like tell people about it, I was like, oh, Levi, he's a dad. What was the second thing I said? You're a vocalist. You're a vocalist. I paid you
to say that.
And he likes wrestling. Like, he watches wrestling. Like, there's other things that you're into. Like, but I'm gonna let you share those things, because those are you. But that's how I would. And you are an incredible friend that I'm gonna get people for. I think.
Man, that's sweet.
Like, when I was talking about doing this podcast, you know, I had to think about who I wanted to do it with. And my other good friend, Joel, I was like, nah, he's not the guy. He's too busy.
I don't know. Joel's pretty dope, though.
He's dumb.
We'll have to have him on the show sometime.
You do it when I'm not here.
Nah, Joel will be on with us.
All right. So you get to introduce me.
So
tell people about
Caleb is a husband and also a new father. He is new into the fatherhood, and it has been amazing to watch you become a father. I will say that. Truly, like I can just see like what the second you hold your son, your eyes and your whole world just lights up, and I just love that.
Does it show that like I'm over it already? Like, because I am.
That's a part of parenthood, man. Shoot, I'll tell you, they're cute for the first few seconds. No, they're cute. They're cute all the time. You are also incredibly talented in so many ways. So you're an incredibly talented drummer. That's how I actually originally got introduced to you. Was leading worship together.
Yeah.
You were a drummer, incredibly talented drummer. But you also play the bass. You can also sing. You also play the triangle,
among other things,
and the cowbell. No, and you are a great friend, but also I would say you have a huge obsession for Fortnite.
Like wrestling. That's the thing you want to tell people about? That's cool though. That's cool.
You post it all the time. I mean,
do.
It's out there.
You know, I post it because I want people to play with me. I play with like, it's called squads, where it's just a random people on the internet put you together. I want to play with my friends. I want people
I
to
would love to. I have played it a few times.
You play wrestling though.
And so. I do play the wrestling video games. There's a new one coming out. You could get that. We could play online together.
I'm real good on that. I'm good though. But thank you. I appreciate
we'll work on that.
The offer. I'm not gonna.
No, but truly, and also not to piggyback off you, but you have been an incredible friend too, and I'm excited for this journey of what this podcast is starting as, what this podcast can be. Yeah, I know I don't want to get into too many of the other questions right now because we're going to touch on it.
No, we'll jump to that right now. Like, what do you want to get out of the podcast? Like, what do you hope the podcast is? Because I think I listen to too many of them, and what I do is like when I discover a podcast that I find like I'm a fan of, I actually go back to the very first one, and then like literally I'll spend hours like catching up. And so there have been a lot of podcasts that start off a certain way and then they just change into what makes the podcast so great. So I don't know what this podcast will become.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in mind about what you hope the podcast becomes or what you want to get out of the podcast? Or
I just think for me, I want it to be like a very open, positive space. I want when people listen or people watch, if people listen and watch, I want them to leave and, have a positive feeling about it. I want to be able to talk about, great things, positive things going on in their life. And then, the deep things, but also be able to share those in a place where, our hurt, we learn from that. And so maybe we can share with others and just give a positive outlook on a lot of broken things in this world, a lot of things that happen in life, mental health, struggles, parenting, marriage. Like there's lots of things. I think there's a lot of things out there that we both have experience in. Some you have experience in that I don't, and vice versa, that I think we can share. And I think it'll be good to, bounce off each other as well as, put it out there just for maybe someone who needs to hear that advice.
Yeah, I think I mentioned the title of the podcast, That's How You Feel.
Oh, yeah.
I think I mentioned that at up top, but the viewers might be curious as to why the name. It's truly because of me, because I'm dumb and like You're not dumb. I have wild opinions about stuff. There are things, issues, topics.
I've got like 10 that you have on my going on in my brain right now
that I feel a certain way about it. And usually when I share them, people will say, "That's how you feel." I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I feel." Yeah,
there's a lot of truth to what you just said.
You don't have to be on board with it, but with this topic, that's how I feel about it, and I'm very comfortable to sit in that. Disclaimer though, everything that I share, everything that I talk about, the opinions that I share are from my perspective, my experience, my point of view, and I am more than willing to be wrong. I'm more than willing to be proven wrong and, corrected on something, because I think that because of my experience, my point of view, there's always a bit of ignorance that I'm willing to accept that I have on a lot of subjects and a lot of topics that we'll get into.
But that's like huge.
Mental health. And I hope that people will say, hey, let me give you a different perspective. I value that. Yeah. Like that's why I also value you, because I think we come from pretty different backgrounds, and that way you can educate me and I might be able to educate you on some stuff and just give differences of opinions. And so with you might have some things that you say and I'm gonna be like, that's how you feel about it? Okay.
That's how you feel.
Okay, that's fine with me.
No, I get it though,
weird
but
flex, but okay.
I think it's important though because people are allowed to feel how they want to feel.
Absolutely.
You know, and I don't think anyone should be, as long as it comes from a place of like not hate, you know, and like just a general like that's literally just how I feel about the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be judgment there. And I think what you said about, this could also help bounce each other's opinions off each other to help, like, you know what, you're right. Maybe I could have handled that a different way.
Yeah, man, you said something and I forgot what it was already. And the sad part is you just said it, but it was about typical. Like some like the things that you say they can come from a place of ignorance, and because of that, they have the potential to.
Was it about it not coming from a place of like you can
from a place of love?
Yeah,
and so you may say something from your perspective, and it comes from a place of love, but it could hurt someone's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that no matter what, because whatever we talk about, because hopefully it all comes from a place of love. I think intentionality is everything. Like when you say something to somebody and it winds up hurting their feelings, or I will tell you that I'm actually nervous to do this with you because speaking from ignorance, I could potentially say something or ask you a question that you may not be ready to talk about that may hurt your feelings. I might touch on something that's just out of ignorance, may not know that is a spot for you that you don't want to go to. And I think that hopefully you can see that and give me grace in it.
Oh,
because
for sure.
just because I think that you have to look at the intention behind it. Did someone say anything with the intention to hurt, or did they just say something out of ignorance? I think it's important because sometimes you see it in the news all the time. Celebrities tweets insensitive things, but
we're not talking about the extreme things. We're just talking about like anything that gets blown up. Like
I think anything, even with the extreme things. I think if the intention for this person or something to be said, what was the intention bad? Was the intention, or were they just speaking out of ignorance because they don't have the same experience as someone else? And I think if the intention wasn't there to hurt, I think grace might, or it should be extended a little bit easier, just because they don't know.
No, and you've got to look at people. The biggest thing I always say is you got to look at people's hearts instead of actions sometimes, because if you're constantly looking at people's words and actions, which you do need to look at those, and if people need to change, they need to change. But also, like, look at the person's heart. If you know that person and you know, like, their heart is a good heart and they're coming from a good spot, like, if they say one thing to offend you, like, that should not alter your friendship or anything. Like, you shouldn't be, oh, we can't be friends anymore. Like, you should be able to have that open discussion about it.
Yeah, but like I'll give you an example. So like, the struggle my wife and I had to have a kid in the IVF situation and all that. I was talking to a kid. She's like 12 or 13 years old. I don't even remember her name actually, but I was talking to her. We were going back and forth, making teasing each other. I said something about me being. I told her a story where I was dumb in a situation, and she said, "That's why you don't deserve to have children." Now, again, that would sting. It stung like just a little bit, but because she didn't know the situation that I was going through, because she's a child. I'm not going to share the IVF struggle that we had.
Yeah.
She didn't know, and I don't think she was saying it to like hurt me.
No.
She just did. She's obviously, I didn't have kids at the time, so she was like, that's why you don't ever have kids. And I was like, you got me.
And again, you don't know what's going on in people's lives.
I didn't get mad at her because, again, she didn't know the situation, and I know that her intention was not to poke fun at a situation. Now, if she would have known that my wife and I are actually trying to have a kid, and then she still says it, I think that's a little bit
for sure.
The intention there
that would have crossed the line
a
little bit. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's why I say I think intention, like when people speak from a place of love, their true intention is love. There can still be ignorance behind it, and you're still speaking just to say stuff.
Well, you don't truly know what's going on in someone's life from day to day. You've mentioned before how like sometimes, me and my wife will post a lot of these happy pictures of our family, and it looks kind of like just our Instagram life, and that's not what it is. We do choose to share the good because I want to share love. I want to share positivity, and I don't want to ever damper someone with my problems or like what I've got going on. But there's a part where you do need to have those friends and you need to be vulnerable and open to them so that you can work through that. And that's one of the things with this podcast, like you said, touching on things that might hit a spot with me. Like I'm open to that because I need to, there may be some things that I really need to work through, and it'll be good to talk to you about, but also in a public format, which that part is what makes me a little nervous, but we've both been through a lot in our lives. And I think, you have that opportunity to touch that spot, but having I'm open to talking about pretty much anything.
I'm going to tell you also, there's nothing that you cannot bring up that's going to make me mad or
the plunger
story. Hey, we can we can tell the plunger story right now. I don't care. Any story that you remember that you want to bring up, any topic, situation, issue, I'm fine to bring up anything. After the life that I've been through, the debauchery that I've lived, I'm fine.
We'll save the plunger. We'll keep them guessing.
What the
plunger is. We'll save the plunger for another time. Because we got other questions to get to. So
let's take a caller. No, I'm just kidding.
How do we know each other?
I'm surprised you actually were going to go to that question. How do we know each other? Well, the title of this episode is Don't Ruin the First Impression. Boy, howdy, did you ruin your first impression?
I tried so hard to be your friend, Caleb. Now, granted, I was younger, and I was also working in youth ministry at the time. And so my level was always on with the kids where you had to match their energy.
You were always at a 10.
And so, I came in and I was comfortable in that church where I was. And so like getting to know people, it was a lot. You should have seen me when I first got in it. I was thinking about this earlier. So the first time I got into youth ministry, the youth pastor came up to me. He's like, on a Sunday morning, he's like, yeah, just mingle with the kids.
Was that Ben?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's like, just mingle with the kids. And I was like, instantly like fear, and like mingle with the kids. So I looked around and I'm like, they look too cool to talk to. Oh, I can't go talk to them. Like I literally tried to find someone who this sounds by themselves, and like wasn't really open to talking to people because I was like, maybe I can if I can get one person talked with me. And I stuck with that person for like a month.
Who was that one person? What was her name?
I don't remember the name. They quit coming at the point. But then like we can get to youth ministry, like that whole thing. I made some really good connections with students during those years, and I treasure the moments I had with them. But I was at a 10 and you came in. So Joel,
when did do you this is not romantic, but do you remember the first time we met or whatever? Because I don't
remember the first time. Now I remember the first time I saw my wife playing on stage and I said I was going to marry her.
Okay. This is not about,
sorry, I know, but you said, anyways, the first time we met, I know you obviously, you and Joel are best friends. Yeah. You have known each other for years. And I think you had come to play drums. I couldn't remember when, but I was at a level 15 out of 10. And I think what was it? I would always like come and be like, Caleb, and like hit your back.
Yeah, because again, I was obviously new to that church. I think I was fresh off my divorce. No, there was like there had been some time because Joel was like, he was convincing me like, hey, you need to get out of your house, you need to get out of your funk or whatever. And he brought me in to play. I think he brought me in to play either play drums or sing. It was one of the two.
It was drums.
And,
I know it was drums.
He had brought me in to like play drums or whatever. But I just remember just me it was like the new kid in school. It's like I was a new kid at this church. I was just coming in to play drums.
And I was the guy that was supposed to give you a tour of the school. You know what I mean? Like when a new kid comes to high school and they're always like, and this is your trainee for this school.
I wonder, was it? Okay.
I'm kidding. That was a...
No. That was funny. was funny to you.
I was gonna say it wasn't that funny.
No, but like I just remember like being new and just not trying to just like get a read on everybody, and then like, but literally like East was like such a cool spot. Like everybody there was cool. Obviously like Joel's wife went there, so like I kind of knew some people, and he introduced me.
Which probably helped, you know.
Yeah, he introduced me to Chris. Brian was there too, I think.
I don't think they were there yet.
Anyway, so like you were like heavily involved in the youth part. I was just like a drummer that was just there on Sundays. I think I helped out on Wednesdays a couple times. And yeah, like you were right. You were just always at a 10. And I was just being this very nervous person, just kind of like, I still think I'm pretty easygoing. A lot of people say I'm intense. I don't really get it, but I don't think I am. I don't care what people say. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
That's how I feel. I feel like I'm pretty easygoing. But like you and Alex were just like always just like super high energy, and the high fives and hugs that y'all would give, I was just like, I dreaded like when I saw you.
Are you a hugger in general?
I don't think so, honestly. And I hug a lot of people all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't,
because I'm a hugger.
I don't think I'm a hugger. It's so weird. Like I feel like I want to respect people's like space.
Yeah.
And unless I'm just like in a really great mood, don't hug me. And you hug me every time you see me.
I do. But I mean, yeah.
But anyway.
But Joel, and I think it was because one, I knew that you were like best friends with Joel. And like I'd gotten really close with Joel at that point. He had been, you know, Joel's been a mentor through me throughout leading worship.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, I'm going to make this guy my friend, which at first I actually didn't even know you didn't like me. I think
I'm a real good liar.
I think when we became friends, you were like, man, you know, I did not like you at first. And I was like, wait, what? So, I mean, at least you played all. You didn't make me feel stupid at the time.
Nah, because I still want to be a nice person. If I don't like you, that's my business. That's not your business. Like, I'm just going to be like, oh, boy, here we go. Like, I would, like, literally, like, when I would see you, I would, like, I hope he doesn't see me.
I'm running the other way.
No, because, like, because I knew that, like, if you saw me, I was in a world of pain. I was due for, like, some, like, just the hardest back slap. It was just like,
yeah,
oh,
you know, and that, I've just thinking back to that time, I've grown up so much since then. Obviously, I've went through a lot more in life, but I was immature during that time.
We all are.
Yeah.
We all were.
And, yeah, no, but I'm glad that, I think it's funny now to hear that story, like hear that time, how like, cause there was that period of time where like Caleb was like, I do not like this kid.
I'll tell you the turning point for
that's
for
what
us.
I want to know. What was it?
The turning point, I don't know what we were doing, where we were, or where we were going, but I remember we were in your car, I think.
No, it was your car.
We were in my car?
We were going, I know what story you're going to say. We were going, you were house shopping. We were going to a house in Raytown.
You went to one of those with me?
I did. I made myself go with you.
Oh yeah, you bombarded your way.
I did. And you had grape icebreaker gum, and you had the membership to Charlie's Car Wash.
Sure did. Got to have that.
And you had, was it the pina colada under the, I have a really weird memory.
Hey, those are all very true things about my car. Pina colada scent, grape icebreakers gum, and the Charlie's Car Wash subscription.
What are you about to say?
So I don't know how you got yourself into my car, because I think by then you were kind of cool anyway, and I was like, all right, I'll let Levi come. I think it was maybe not though. Maybe this was like my moment of like, let me give this dude a chance. Let me hang out with him for a bit, because Joel did the same thing to me. Like when I was like fresh into town, like, and I came here in like I think 2008 or something or whatever. Joel called my brother and was like, hey, I want to get to know Caleb a little bit more. I'm going to take him down to Bolivar, which was like a 2-hour car ride in the middle of winter. SBU.
Okay.
We went, I don't even know what we went down there for, but it was me, him, and this dude named Chris piled up in this little bitty mini Ford Focus, little hatchback thing.
Ooh.
And we drove.
Do you have equipment in that thing too?
No.
Oh,
it was like, it was literally like a down and back. Like he was going down to get like a sock or a USB drive or something.
A sock?
Hey, I don't know what it was.
I still don't remember, like, guys.
I never got out of the car. Like he drove down, he got out of the car, he was there for like 5 seconds, got back in the car and drove back. And we spent 4 hours in the car, and we didn't get back to like 2 a.m. And I was so pissed. But that was like his moment to like get to know me. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I could be making that up. I don't know. This is how I feel about it. But
That's how you feel.
I'm saying that forever on this show. But that might be the thing where I was like, I'm going to give.
Well, tell them what the thing was.
Anyway, we were sitting in the car in the church parking lot. This sounds like a romantic story, but it's really not. We were sitting in the car, and I think I was just playing some music, and you were like, yo, I want to play you my favorite song.
Because you had the artist,
Yeah.
a different song, and I was like, oh, you know this?
Yeah. Had you already told me about like your Medea obsession by then?
No.
Probably not. Anyway, so I was playing you some Ace Hood, and hey, I listen to rap music. Anyway, I was listening to Ace Hood. I don't know what the song was, but you were like, you listen to Ace Hood? And I was like, how do you even know this person exists? And he was like, let me get the phone real quick. Let me get that aux cord.
And then the song I turned on
was F the World by Ace Hood. And you knew every word to the song.
That song still slaps to this day.
It does. It really does. I still play it sometimes. I'm in the gym. I'm like, yo, let me cue this up real quick.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't even remember how I found that song. Because I didn't know of Ace Hood before then. Oh, gosh, but I loved that song.
Anyway, I watched you rap this song in my car, and I'm like, oh, this dude's cool.
I remember.
He might be
I don't know about cool.
Perm and all in your hair. I was like,
did I have a perm then?
You might have.
I might have. I will say, I can still remember your facial reaction from that moment. Like literally, if you ever picture someone's jaw
like
dropping,
the emoji with the head blown up, like
blown up, jaw dropped, like
made my day. I was like,
I think I felt cool in that moment. I don't always feel cool. I rarely feel cool.
But since then, we've been cool, and ever since then, our friendship has only gotten better. And I
it's been cool.
I have two best friends. You and Joel.
Yeah.
You know, I got another friend. I wouldn't call him a friend, but I know somebody. Okay. No,
acquaintance?
Okay. First of all, I like him. His name is Chris. I'm not going to say his last name, but his name is Chris. And he doesn't have a best friend. And I told him that I had a best friend. And he like, you have a best friend? That's so juvenile. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't have a best friend.
Does he just not have friends? That sounds bad. No, you can. I mean, that's not a bad.
He's got friends, but like he doesn't have a best friend. And then this happened at work.
I do understand that.
It happened at work. And then he told this other guy named Tyler. He was like, hey, Tyler, do you have a best friend? And Tyler was like, what am I, 8 years old? No. And I was like, how do y'all not have best friends?
It's funny. So like I was going to say.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Hold on to that thought real quick. One, what time are we at? How much time we got going on?
About 2 more minutes.
Look at God work. All right. But hey, you know what? Now that we're at this mark, keep holding on to your thought.
I won't forget my thought.
I meant to say this like up top. First of all, stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe to this. Right. Stop. If you made it, especially if you made it this far, just go ahead and click pause on the video. Click like, click subscribe, put a comment in there. Cause yeah, I'm trying to be famous. All right. What were you saying?
Well, and we have an Instagram page right now.
We do. Follow
YouTube.
That.
We will be having a Facebook and a TikTok as well.
Follow all of our socials
here shortly. And then, hey, maybe some merch down the line.
I'm already looking at it.
I know.
I can't wait to have our own merch.
Dude, I can't wait to post our logo.
The logo? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what were you saying before I cut you off?
I think it's been really cool to watch.
I meant to say that up top.
To watch how our... it's been really cool now looking back to where we are now. Mm-hmm. To see where it was from the beginning, because we were both single at that time, didn't know our wives, didn't know what our lives looked like, and now like our families are friends with your families. My daughter is obsessed with your son, and he's only 1 month old.
Dang, you know how you just like gave that quick little highlight reel of like being single and now we're married and all that stuff. What's funny is that as you were saying that, I was like, all I remember is hating you, liking you, and now. Like, I remember, I was at your wedding.
Yeah.
I wasn't a groomsman. You didn't like me then, but
Hey, you should have been. Listen, I remember what you had like,
Yeah, don't remind me. Don't remind me. All right. Next time on That's How You Feel.
Well, with the That's How You Feel, we do have a weekly segment. And the weekly segment, you'll never guess what it's called.
Am I supposed to say what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, rants and praises.
No, it's That's How You Feel.
Oh, That's. I thought it was that's rants and praises because it's like a rant or a praise.
No, that's how you feel, but it's where you rant and praise.
The title of the podcast is. Never mind. Obviously
we got some kinks to work out.
Leave all of this in. Don't cut nothing out. Your editing job is gonna be real easy, Julia. Don't cut nothing. But so
yeah, props to Julia, by the way.
Shout out to Julia.
She the realist.
The realist. I was asking her, I was like, why do we even need Levi? I just think we should have Julia on the show. So my weekly rant this week is Netflix and their password sharing crackdown. The only reason why I would not, this wouldn't be a rant, but I got kicked off of it today. Like,
were you on someone else's?
Joel's.
Oh,
I'm so mad. Like on my phone, I went to go watch Extraction 2 because it came out. I'm really late to it. And I went and it said, this phone is not a member of this household. I was like, you son of a gun.
They now have the option where you can like pay an additional $8 for a household.
I'm not doing it.
So I logged in yesterday when I got home because I had to cook some lunch. And I logged in to watch Suits because I'm super obsessed with that show right now. I watched it on my wife's laptop. I get to the TV and it says, like, tells me like I'm in like a different household. And it's literally like, seriously, I was just on.
It made me so mad. But, which reminds me, I need your Peacock login.
I got you.
I need that. There's something on there I gotta watch.
Hopefully they don't see this.
Peacock ain't watching this. We're not on Peacock's radar. But that's my rant, man. I'm so mad at Netflix for that. Because like, what if Joel gets like a second phone or a tablet or like any other device? Like, how do they know?
Well, it's by G. Like they can see where you're pinging from.
So.
And Joel, and if you and Joel are watching same time, I listen. I know that they've lost customers over this.
Netflix, count your days. You better prepare your documents.
But I will say, if they did it, they weren't worried about the customers they're going to lose.
They're not.
I mean,
they're not worried about my little $8.
I think it does. I think it sucks for everyone because who didn't share their Netflix account?
Don't y'all use my Hulu?
No, I don't use any of yours.
Oh, you think you better than me?
We subscribe to way too much stuff. We need to actually cut our stuff down. Half the time. I wanted to talk about.
What did you want to rant about?
People in stores.
All people in stores, all of them.
No, I'm talking about rude people, like who just act like this is their store. Like you're shopping, I will be generous. Like there's times I'm in an aisle and I need this one section, right, just to get to something. But I'll patiently sit back because someone's there. And then right as they leave, another person comes up right then and there. And then like cuts me off. And like I'm sitting there and I'm being the nice guy. And like I'm done. I get tired of being the nice guy. Also, now that there are so many Walmart pickup orders, there are those Walmart carts. And they ain't afraid of you. They're like the semis at Walmart. Like literally they will just be like, get out of my way. And you never see any of them smiling. I feel like they hate their jobs.
I feel like I'm the people that you would hate because I'm bobbing and weaving in Walmart. I'm just like, I'll reach in front of somebody. Like if they're standing in front of the aisle, like if they need what I need, I will reach just real quick. Let me get that.
I mean, I'm getting to that point, but I feel like there's, we could be a little bit more gracious. Like I'll say sorry. Like I feel like I say sorry so many times when it's not even my fault.
Have you ever done that to like get their attention?
No. I'm trying to think. There was one time recently.
Oh my gosh.
Where was it? Some lady. I don't know. She was being, Karen. She was being a Karen. And I was walking away and I just yelled whatever. I don't know what it was. Normally I wouldn't say anything back because you never know nowadays. Like, and I wasn't about to pull my Medea out. And anyways, that's what I just get annoyed at people cutting you off in the store like this is their road.
Oh, well.
So apparently it's Caleb. So we ain't going shopping together.
Hey, get out of the way.
No.
That's another rant for another week. All right. Hey, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Are you good? We good?
I'm good, yeah.
I feel like we're good.
I'm excited.
We will see you next time. That's how you feel. Thank you.
See you guys.